I want to switch gears a little bit because you have a resource that is out to help our kids develop a heart for the Lord, to help them spend time with God. And it's called My Time with God. It's the sweetest devotional for kids. So can you tell us a little bit about it, what your heart is for writing this and what the goal is, how it keeps kids engaged? Just tell us all about it.
Yeah. So My Time with God is a new devotional for children, ages 6 to 12. That's loose. Some 13-year-old might enjoy it. Some 5-year-old might enjoy it. But that's kind of the age span for it. And this is through First 15, which is your, I don't know, is it your sister organization or y'all all part
Christian
of the same
Parenting,
ministry?
First 15.
Okay.
Yeah, partner ministries.
All under the same umbrella. And and so First 15 has a foundations Bible study, basically, where new believers and people just really looking to grow in their faith can work through this study and through the devotionals and experience what does a quiet time look like? What does knowing God look like? How's that manifest in my life? Who is God? How do I pray? All of the foundational things that we as seasoned believers know and understand sometimes need a refresher. But for children, these are all new concepts. And, spending time with God every day, why? Why should I? And so we address all of that in this 20-day devotional. They say it takes 20-ish days to develop a habit, right? And so we did a 20-day devotional, and I loved writing this and working with the people at First 15 because this is my jam, answering just basic questions about God or attempting to answer some of these things. And why is it important? My girls would come down in the morning and they would see my Bible on the kitchen table, and I'd been studying God, studying the scripture and learning more about God. And, Mommy, why? Why do you do this? Well, we address all of that in the First 15, but in the My Time with God devotional, in a really fun way. And it's an extremely colorful devotional book. So the way it's set up is that there's scripture every day to read. There's a devotional part that kind of explains the scripture and applies it a little bit. There is a activity for the children to do, fun little things, whether it's a word maze or a crossword type thing or an actual activity to go out and do or for them to think about and consider through the day. And then a prayer for them to pray at the end of it. It's going to take them 10 minutes maybe to do this little devotional, 10-ish minutes. So definitely doable in the morning or in the evening or whenever you encourage your children to spend time with God. And that's what it is. It's just kind of like my first devotional. For a lot of children, finding devotionals is difficult for parents, and we always tried to give our kids tools to grow in their faith. We celebrated their spiritual birthday every year. And so on that spiritual birthday, I would always try to give them a journal or maybe a new Bible if it was time for that, a devotional book, a praise CD. We did CDs back in that day. Things to just help them grow in their faith. This is what parents do, right? We want our children to grow in their faith, and you're giving them the tools. So I loved writing it. It was super fun to just kind of think about it. I had my grandkids in mind. I thought about them as I was writing this. What are some questions they might have? What are some activities they think would be fun? And then I worked also with I would give copies to neighbors who children could work through it or people in our Bible fellowship class for their kids to look through it and come back with, that doesn't make sense, Miss Lisa, or that activity wasn't any fun. I would start from scratch again. Okay, let's make something a little bit more fun. So love doing it.